As long as I have had the possibility to search and to see all over the world, Anders Andersson, who is our leader in North Europe from 2022, he's the best teacher we have ever seen because he's so able to organize up the communication, to explain the best way he has approached the artwork and the painting and the technique. And he's so clear that I was amazed since the first time I saw him doing a demo. I met Anders in Greece, maybe it was 5 or 6 years ago, long time ago actually. And I saw him doing the very first demo there, and then he did again in Fabriano, and again I saw him in other places. And so this year it is my great honor to have him on this stage as FabrianoInAcquarello leader for the first time from the Nordic European countries, and he did great also as a leader. But tonight I want you to admire his knowledge and his the way he used the communication to be expressive in relation to give you the tools to use art for the best. Anders, do you want to say anything? He will talk a lot. I know he will talk a lot during the demo. So if you want, you can start.
Yeah.
And if you need my help, just ask me to do anything you need.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah,
Thank you a lot for being on the stage with us.
Okay, Anna, you put a lot of pressure on me now. And you know, watercolor, you never know what's happened when you paint watercolor. It has a life of its own. And I used to say that you paint together with the watercolor in a way. It happens things on the paper that you don't anticipate. So you just to follow what's happened. Yep, you have my Instagram and all things there. You can look, and I will do a photo on it and put it on Facebook, and you can just put in questions, and I promise you to answer every question you put in there. So go into Facebook side there. Okay. I'm from Sweden, and in Sweden we have a lot of snow in winter time, and I think I should paint a snow landscape. And why should I paint a snow landscape? That's I don't need to paint so much because the paper is white, so it's really easy. So we're going to paint this painting in 10 minutes, and you will decide if you go on or not. And some guy told me that you should sketch like a turtle and paint like a rabbit. But I have never seen a rabbit painting, but we can, I don't know. And first, when I like to be outside and paint a lot, and the first thing you when you go outside, you have to decide if you should do a landscape or a portrait. So I do landscape is landscape's format is the usual thing, but I do a portrait now. And the next thing you should know, and I will reveal a secret now. If a difficult subject that they should paint outside, do a big sky. So you don't need to paint all the crap around. So you just do a big sky, and if it's a complicated, big sky. Remember that. That's the first thing that they should think about. But now we will do a more difficult. So I do a small sky. So I start with the horizon right here, about. Yeah, okay, yeah. I need longer arms, in a way. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah, sketch like a turtle. Yeah. So I now have already ruined the paper, so now it's yeah, working? Yes. Okay, I'll wait a little. We do the sky here. To put in some blue. I use a mop. It's a really big mop. So it's almost ready, this demonstration, I think. This is the background in the painting. You see what I'm doing? I just do one stroke. I don't go in and do several strokes in the same area. Then if I do that, I destroy a lot of the good pigments and the fibers in the paper. So one stroke that way and one stroke that way. And then I put in some trees. Easy. The good thing with watercolor is that it paints itself. You don't need to do so much. It just, you can sit and wait and see what's happened. As I told you before, it's like a dance. It's leading and following. I look at the paper, how wet is it? How does my pigments react when I go in with it? And that's depend on the humidity in the room, the temperature, if you're out painting in the sun. So even if I do the same painting, exactly the same, it never be the same actually, because you have a certain time to do it when it's better. Yeah, now we paint the snow here. Okay, the demo is finished. Do you want some more? You want some more? More? Yeah, okay. We go on. I've already said everything I should say, I think. Okay, we do a little bit more then. We have some minutes more until the bus goes, I think. Yeah, what the hell he's doing now? Oh, I have to be aware of my head in the picture. Oh, you see, it's running all over, and sometimes you get nervous, and you go in with paper, and you go in and oh shit, this is go away. Don't do that. Just let it bleed, And now we go to secret number 2 today. I usually have some sort of razor blade. It's like, okay, like you see that. It's a little bit wider, but it's usually razor. And when I do stones, I go in and just scrap them out like this. Try that at home. When you do the stones, don't go in a second time, because if you go in a second time, you ruin the whole thing. And we have a bigger stone here. Yeah, easy peasy. I also see on the surface of the watercolor when I can go in and do nice things. So right now I see up here that it's not so blank anymore. So I can go in and do a drop only some water here. You're going to see what's happened. You see, I paint in an angle. So I use the angle for the water to run down. It happens wonderful things when you put in water. The pigments came to life. Okay. Remember, complicated subject, big sky. So now we do the complicated things. I have to concentrate. So we have some branches coming here. Something has to happen in this painting down here. You have some sort of, this is a foreground, you have some entrance in the painting. That's important to have. Actually, what I'm doing, I'm waiting for this up here to dry a little bit more before I will do some trees up here. So what can I do meanwhile? I can paint a little on the rocks and stones. They look a little bit stiff. sometimes you do the trees first, and then you do the shadows. Now we're going to go the vice versa. I will do the shadows first, and then put in the trees. So the shadows will lead the trees. Sounds very intelligent, but I do it because of it's not dry here yet. So that's why I do it. And when you do a shadow, when I blend the shadow, I always blend too less. And after a while, when you put the shadow in, then you run out of the mix. The mix I do here is ultramarine and some like this. Some ultramarine and some ultramarine crimson in it, a little. And good to take some waste over from some corners from here. I think it's too little. Oh shit. Don't matter. It was some sepia in it, but okay, nevertheless. Okay. Okay, next thing, secret number 3. When you do a mix, you put a lot of different pigments in that, and don't blend them too much on the palette. If you blend them too much, the pigments they rub each other in a way, and you get a grayish wash. So just be a little bit careful with the pigments, and also careful when you take the wash from your palette. You just lift it carefully up, so you don't ruin the pigments. And sometimes I see students that they go in and they do a blend like this and put in and blend them. You see, you lose a lot. So don't do this. You blend them. And okay. Now we do the shadows. When you do shadows, don't go back. Just do the shadows and let it be. If it dries and you go in again, you ruin the whole shadow. It don't look good. I did it now. A little, but it's still wet, so that's no problem. I use a little of the shadow here. Okay. And as you know, watercolor is really easy. It's just to have the right amount of pigment in the brush, the right amount of humidity in the paper, and you put it on the right place. So that's the trick. Just do it. So we need one more. And one thing is timing. I had some timing here when I put in the water in the background in the forest back here, I had some timing when I did the shadows, because these things, they were not dry enough, but I wanted them to blend in to the shadow in a way, and I do that right here. Sometimes I have to go back and put a little bit more in it, like this. Yeah, we put some. It's funny to do this. And when you do dark colors, sometimes you need to go back and put in a little bit more pressure on dark colors. So and while doing it when it's wet, is not so critical. Complicated foreground. Yeah, here we have some. I paint with only water here. Water and some. I think I had some blue in my pencil, in my brush. Okay. Now I think it's dry enough up here, so I can do the trees there. And I have a special tree brush. It looked like this. I usually paint my house with it, and when it don't work with my house, I paint it with watercolor with it, and I think it's cost €1. Don't tell the brush makers up there about this, but this is one of my favorite brushes. I have two actually. When I do bigger paintings, I do this, and smaller with this one. And it's so used, so all the hair is almost gone. So now we do some trees. Okay, secret number 4. 4, good, thank you. Number 4 is always use fresh paint. I squeeze out direct from a tube, and I squeeze. I don't fill the hole here, but a little, and I always use fresh paint from the tube. So that was secret number 4. Good. Now we do the tree trunks. They were a little bit greenish. Strange. Some smaller things. And if it's complicated, do it complicated, like this. Yeah. Wonderful brush. It's a dragger, or it's rigger, but a little bit, it hold a lot of water, and you can just go like this, and then you drag like that. Practice besides first. I need something here. It's a little bit white, so we do some. I don't know what it is, but something. I put in some water, and the water will paint for me for a while. While that paint for me, I can explain how it feels when you do watercolor. At least I do. I do it here. If this is energy, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. And there we have time. But when you start painting the watercolor, and you're rather eager to paint. You see a really nice water or a house or something, and you start to paint that, and it goes very well. First wash, okay, your energy rising. It's wonderful. Wow, I'm the best in the world painting watercolors. Wow. And then, bam, something happens. Shit. And you go into, oh, yeah, I go in with paper, and the confidence is zero, under zero. And then you start again painting, and your energy level, yeah, you come up between your zero there, and then, okay, wow, wonderful. And then something happens again. And the rest of the time, you struggle to make a painting. It's like me. It's same. It's for me at least. And sometimes you end up with a really happy, shiny painting. But often you go down to really bad one. Do you recognize this? What? You never know that. But you can. The secret number, is it 5 now? 5, good. Is you have to believe the whole way that it's going to be a really good painting. Because if you give up here, it's never going to be a big painting, a good painting. So believe all the time that it's going to be a good painting. And if it's not, you can paint on the back side. And try again.
Do you want to use the microphone to ask questions?
Yeah, ask questions. Or send them for Facebook. Okay. Do you sometimes feel this? Sometimes? Yeah? Ever? Never? Every time? Okay. Good. So, I did a lot of mistakes here. No, I didn't. I didn't do any mistakes in this painting. But you didn't saw that actually, because I cover it by painting over it or something. But I'm not finished yet. We have some minutes to go, I hope. think a guy talked today about different consistence of what you have. You have like cream in the tube, and you have like milk sometimes on your palette, and that's important to know how much pigment you have in your brush. Here I just take pigments right out from my tube, and I can do some white stuff. And this is so fun, so you always do too much. It's like eating chocolate cake. It's very nice first. After 3 bits, you don't like it anymore. But okay. Water is your friend. Water do a lot of things. You see here, I drop some water up here, and I let it run down. So the painting paint itself. Actually, these trees that they paint by themselves. I haven't done anything. I just put some water up here, and it. Can you see that? Maybe you see it afterwards when we turn it around. It's a bit dull in this. Yeah, put some water in it. Maybe I'll take some more leaves here. This is the second cheapest brush. It's not so many left here. You know, this you use it when you paint oil on acrylic, not watercolor. Don't do watercolor with it. You can do a lot when it's still wet. Yeah, you never know when it's finished. Yeah, you know it when you go too far. Then you know that you should go finish before. So and sometimes when I'm out painting plein air, the painting looks like shit. But when you stand there in the marvelous surrounding, a lot of trees, water, and then you paint a painting, and you look at it, and then you compare it with the nature. It looks like shit. Yeah, and then you put those things together, and then you go home, and you think, oh, this painting was so bad. I'm a bad painter, and you're down. The energy is totally down, and then something strange happened. I don't know what happened, because when you came home, and then you open your bag, and you look at the painting. Wow, wonderful. Have you experienced that? Yes. So you have forgot all the nice thing in the nature there, and wow, what a great painting. Happens every time. I don't know why. But if it's a really bad one, you just dig it down in the earth, or drown it in the water. Yeah. I tried to do a branch there. Yeah, good. Yeah, as you know, I like to be outside and paint, and secret number 6. Good. When you go out to paint, the nature is not so organized. So you need to organize the nature, and study a little. Design is good. How to where to put the horizon and where to have the main figures or this thing is good, but it's so big outside, and your eyes goes like this. So put your arms in front of you, and then this is, yeah, you can do it here, and then you see, I will paint this, not that one, not that one, this, and if it's too big, go closer. Then the house get more in the frame in a way. Or do you want to more? But don't paint like this. Paint like this. Or even you can use your fingers like this, and see where to paint. Or have a mat down and just go around looking. Maybe I have one. Yeah. Okay, this is secret number 7. Oh, wow. This is a frame, a map. But I have put in a filter here, a red filter. So when you go with the red filter, everything going to be black and white. And value is one of the most best thing. It's your friend. You have to have a lot of value in your painting. A lot of black and a lot of white and all between. So yeah, try this one. I put it here, but when I go, you can look at everything. Look like black and white. Maybe I should do some glasses with it. Maybe in the future. Yeah. That was a secret. You don't. Maybe you don't need it, but you can squeeze your eyes, and you get the same effect as this one. Okay. I will see you in a way. I think it's finished. I don't. Or Anna, should I paint more? Yeah. No, I think it's enough for you. I think today. Yeah, I had to sign it. Everyone signed the painting, so I have to sign it. Okay. So, and I will take a picture and put it on Facebook, so you can just.
I will do also.
What to say?
All the photos, I've done a lot, will be in Facebook tonight. And remember that all the recording of the demonstration is going to be on the webinar in 1 month.
I will take a photo on